Hello, my fifth graders, and welcome. Today I want to share with you three of my favorite books that all have a common theme. That theme is bravery. In these books, the characters either try something new, be it facing their fears, stepping out on a limb, or your comfort zone, or making yourself shine. The first book I'd like to talk about is Charlotte's Web by E.B. White. Pictures by Garth Williams. Charlotte's Web is a story about a young farm girl named Fern who falls in love with a little pig named Wilbur. Wilbur was the runt of his litter and sent to her farm to fatten up for use at a later time. Wilbur's friends, a spider named Charlotte and a self-absorbed rat named Templeton, devise a plan to save his life. I will give you a sneak peek at the plan that they come up with. The next day was foggy. Everything on the farm was dripping wet. The grass looked like a magic carpet. The asparagus patch looked like a silver forest. On foggy mornings, Charlotte's Web was truly a thing of beauty. This morning, each thin strand was decorated with dozens of tiny beads of water. The web glistened in the light and made a pattern of loveliness and mystery like a delicate veil. Even Lurvy, who wasn't particularly interested in beauty, noticed the web when he came with the pig's breakfast. He noted how clearly it showed up, and he noted how big and carefully it was built. And then he took another look, and he saw something that made him set his pail down. There, in the center of the web, neatly woven, in block letters, was a message. It said, "Some pig." Do Charlotte's words convince others to save him? Was it worth it for her to go out on a limb to save her friend? You'll have to read it to find out. The second book I'd like to share with you is James and the Giant Peach by Roald Dahl, illustrated by Quentin Blake. After his parents died tragically by a rhinoceros that escaped from the local zoo, he is sent to live with his two wickedly mean aunts. James was sort of like Cinderella in that his aunts made them do everything. One day, James comes across some magic crystals by the old peach tree. Strange things began to happen, and Peach grew to the size of the house. James finds his way to enter into the peach, and there he meets his new friends, who are all bugs. They embark on an adventure from England to New York, but how they get there will surprise you. I will give you another sneak peek into this marvelous book. James says, "I'm going to lift this peach clear out of the water." "You're mad," cried the earthworm. "It's our only chance. The boy is crazy. He's joking." "Go on, James," says the ladybug gently. "How are you going to do it?" "Skyhooks, I suppose," jeered the centipede. "Seagulls," James answered calmly. "The place is full of them. Look up." They all looked up and saw a great mass of seagulls wheeling around and around in the sky. "I'm going to take a long silk string," James went on, "and I'm going to loop one end of it around a seagull's neck, and then I'm going to tie the other end to the stem of the peach." He pointed to the peach stem, which was standing up like a short, thick mast in the middle of the deck. "Then I'm going to get another seagull and do the same thing again, and then another and another." "Ridiculous," they shouted. "Absurd! Poppycock! Balderdash! Madness!" And the old grasshopper said, "How can a few seagulls lift an enormous thing like this up into the air, and all of us as well? It would take hundreds, thousands." You have to pick up this amazing book about friendship and taking risks to find out how they did it. The last book I want to talk to you about is The Crossover by Kwame Alexander. Twin brothers, Josh and Jordan Bell, are the sons of a basketball superstar, Chuck Bell. Josh eats, breathes, and sleeps basketball, but Jordan just likes the game. The two are unstoppable on the court. That is, until Jordan gets a girlfriend and the boys begin to drift apart. When tragedy strikes their family, the boys realize they only have each other and need to gather their strength to pick up the pieces and bravely move forward. This is one of my favorite stories about love, family, dedication, and fearlessness. Not only do I love how it's written in verse, but I also love the vocabulary used throughout the book. Learning about and using new words shows how brave you are. You don't always have to follow what your friends are doing to be cool. Let your own light shine, and others will notice for the right reasons. Because when you're brave enough to try something new or go out on a limb, others will see just how strong you really are.